Hey everyone, wanted to introduce you Tom Kilpatrick. He has multiple careers actually right now, but I'll let him explain how he does what he does or his multiple careers. So Tom, please introduce yourself. What did you start with, and what do you do now, and what are you planning to do in the future?
Got you. All right. My name is Tom Kirkpatrick, and currently I've own a 13 unit apartment complex near my house, which is something I bought in 2016. It's kind of one of my primary focuses, or been my primary learning point. I'm a limited partner in about 465 units and a couple invested in three different syndications. Those are in South Carolina and Evansville, Indiana. So that's another learning process and an ability to, do some alternative investing. And then more recently, I've about in the last year and a half now, I guess, almost, yeah, year, 8 months, I've teamed up with four other guys. We've got a little company called Horizon Multifamily LLC, and we are focusing on purchasing larger apartment communities and eventually offering those up as an investment vehicle for folks. There's five of us in Horizon Multifamily. Raju, you interviewed George about a month or a few weeks ago, a month ago, somewhere in there.
Mhm.
All of the guys own multifamily properties, smaller properties. One of them owns quite a few units in San Francisco, and he's seen his net worth drop about 20 to 25% in the last 6 or 8 months. It's been very sad. But he brings a lot to the team. I live in East Tennessee with my wife. I have three kids that are grown at this point, and I have a W-2 job that really takes up a lot of my time. So it's work on my W-2, which I work as a environmental project manager on cleanup of military bases, basically government contracts, cleaning up legacy World War II and waste from making bombs or cleaning engines or whatever it might be. I have 2 geology degrees, which is just perfect for getting into real estate, right? So I'm too old to be working for the man, answering to the man. So my goal is to grow the real estate stuff and provide myself passive income and to be able to live the life that I want to live and give back a little more than I am right now.
Awesome. So obviously you're on the path to be a syndicator, right?
Sir.
So with that being said, what is your, who can you help? Obviously passive investors, obviously that I would say. Then who else would you like to connect to, and who can you help other than the passive investors? Who are you looking to connect?
I think what I can do as I'm trying to work on myself to free myself up to live my best life, I want to offer a passive investment vehicle to successful professionals and give them the opportunity to do the same thing and maybe start a little sooner than I did. If I can, really targeting guys that are more 40, 45 would be a primary target, because those are the guys that I want to reach, that make them realize that if you can invest, if you can double your money every 5 years that you invest in, which, is the goal, it's not guaranteed. But if you can do that a few times and you start when you're 45 years old, by the time you're 55, 60 years old, you really don't have to worry so much about punching a clock. So my goal is to kind of do that for myself first, and ultimately to serve others and provide that vehicle. Educate people about alternative investment of real estate, an alternative to the stock market. Stock market's been really doing well lately. Not a lot of people don't understand why it's been so steady. It's been great. However, we all know that doesn't last forever. And, sometimes it comes to an abrupt and painful end. So I think, not that people shouldn't invest in the stock market. I'm invested in the stock market, want to offer diversity, and those are the people I want to help. And in the process, hopefully I can help brokers, property man along the way, rather than just get them to help me.
Mhm.
Hopefully I can bring some value to the brokers that I reach out to, through feedback or looking at their deals and helping them out. Property managers, all the people that I need to help me out, hopefully I can help them out too.
Awesome. So as he said, he's not just looking to get help, but he's also looking to help. So if you're in those categories, reach out to him. As you can see, he's a great guy to talk to. So, hey, it's worth the conversation. So I'll put whatever, Tom has on his Horizon Multifamily, link, and whatever Tom will provide. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll be in the about section. If you're on LinkedIn, obviously it'll be in the LinkedIn post. All right, Tom, I got the two fun questions.
Okay.
Right. With your journey with the environmental or the real estate, what inspires you to get up every day and do what you do? I don't know if it's the W-2 or it's the real estate journey.
No, it's really not the W-2. I mean, my job could be, it's pretty interesting stuff, but it doesn't get me fired up in the morning. The real estate gets me fired up in the morning. I've become a Miracle Morning guy. I'm a Hal Elrod, not a devotee, but I've read his couple of books, the last couple of books he wrote, Miracle Morning, Miracle Equation. Those are, I've always been kind of a morning person. I was in the Marine Corps. I've been getting up early all my life. The Marine Corps also instilled in me, the ethic to work out. I just actually had an opportunity to go ride my bike before this call. It's a beautiful day here in East Tennessee, a little in the 50s. And sunny. So that was awesome. I try to swim in the mornings. So, I'm constantly trying to be the best person I can. I like to read. I'm a big Headspace app meditator too. So those, I guess all those things, and of course my family, and ultimately wanting to provide for my wife and 3 kids, and just give them and leave a good example. Or not leave, provide a good example for them also. I guess my favorite thing to do is read in the hot tub. Be productive, reading mostly about real estate while sitting in the hot tub.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. Well, with that said, I guess since you're into a lot of reading and, seems like personal development. So what's the one tip? You got to share only one tip on. It can be recent or previously that has helped you. It can be professional or personal. What is the one tip you can share that can help everybody else?
Don't try to do it alone. You might be able to, whether it's real estate or whatever. I'm really focused on real estate, and I'm trying to educate people about real estate. Listen to a lot of podcasts. Whether it's real estate or whatever you're into, if you try to do it all yourself, that may be okay if it's just that one focus area. Maybe you can. You're probably better off with the team, but then don't also try to cut your own grass. I mean, you can't do everything. I was listening to a Bigger Pockets podcast about 2 years ago now, probably, or maybe more. I guess it was more. And somebody, I can't remember who it was, said, don't try to do everything. You've got to hire stuff out. You've got to give yourself the opportunity, especially if you have a job and you want to do something else, give yourself the best opportunity to succeed at that. So like that week I went and hired somebody to cut my grass. I have like an acre lot, and a lot of it, most of it's grass. And I used to spend 3 hours every weekend in the summer. And it was like my major focus. And I hired that out about it must have been 3 years ago now. And it was possibly one of the greatest things I've ever done. It looks a lot better than when I did it, and it frees me up to do other things. So that's a very long one tip, but whatever it is, don't try to do everything by yourself, I guess.
That is actually a great tip. That's something I've learned in my corporate career, but I haven't learned that really well in the business career. That's what I'm learning is don't be that lone ranger. It's just wasting your time. I mean, but yeah, great tip. Again, thanks for taking the time, Tom.
My pleasure.
And I will be posting whatever info again. Like I said, it'll be in the about section, or if you're watching this on LinkedIn, it'll be, with the link tagged with the LinkedIn post. So reach out to Tom if what he says rhymes with you and you feel like connecting to him and working with him. Please reach out to him. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, Raju.